come away with a 16-10 victory over Wisconsin. 5 in a row now for Penn State over Wisconsin. This was one, look, it's the bend, do not break way of doing things, right?
Yeah, well, that's a good team, man. I mean, obviously, we came in, they were rated higher than us in the polls. That's a really, really daunting task to go on the road into Madison on the first game of the year. It's interesting. I thought both sides played a little sloppy at times, especially on offense. And you have to assume, Mike, that maybe that doesn't happen in week 6 or 7.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you, right? You played in the Big Ten you defined a number of those years there as a player at Penn State. You know, for those unaware, this guy's kind of a big deal. You can let him out. But you have this game, right? Northwestern plays Michigan State on Friday night, and you go throughout the Big Ten. It's like the NFL where they schedule these marquee games. Like, I don't understand, right? You got plenty of time for this to work, but certainly for college football, you have no preseason. There are no preambles. So starting with divisional games and conference games, to me, is just insanity.
I thought it made this year's approach way better. It made it way better, Mike. Like, to see somebody play a team that you know is going to get slaughtered by the team that you're going to play. And then every once in a while, you may see a Cinderella story where a team beats a team that they should have had absolutely no chance to win against. But
you mean like Washington?
Yeah.
You get on the chin if they do.
It just doesn't, for me, I just don't. I enjoyed those games when I was in school because you did have the opportunity to get game reps and get your legs under you because you don't move quite as fast. At least I didn't move quite as fast in the first game out of the gate. I don't know if it was nerves, if it was just you need to get used to what the game pace was going to be. I don't know what it was, but it was nice to have that opportunity. I can remember when we played Arizona, thank goodness we were whooping them pretty good, but it was a 1, 2, 2, 3 rated game where we were ranked in some polls preseason number 1, some polls preseason number 2, and Arizona was preseason 3. And I think with some polls, so they were rated really high. And I cramped up. You know, it was a hot day. It was a fast-paced game, and I cramped up. And so that would have been a big game in terms of a close game, and us not blowing them out pretty quickly in the game. You know, I'm in a bad spot, and that was the only time I cramped like that, and I know it was because of the high intensity of how big that game was coming right out of the gate and being the first game. So, but I enjoyed the fun of that, and I wouldn't change that. That's the biggest opening game that I've ever been a part of.
Sure.
But I would also say that I do think some teams taking these big games in week 1, they definitely put themselves in a position to be susceptible to losing to a team that they probably wouldn't lose to later on in the season. I'm not saying that's us, because I think our defense is amazing, and we have a new offense coordinator, so I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get on track. But I'll just say, I couldn't be happier for a win in Madison.
Well, yeah.
Opening weekend.
Well, especially like if you go break down the stats, and obviously the turnovers at the end are the big tale, and overall 3 turnovers and a clean sheet for Penn State. But you read down like all the tail of the tape. Time of possession, 43 minutes. Wisconsin outgained, the yardage got close towards the end, but 29 to 11 in terms of first downs, like all of the metrics that you would normally expect. All right, yeah, that's a win. 174 rushing yards, what Wisconsin does. 50 for Penn State. It doesn't matter.